I do this every day. The topic, not the situation here. So my name is Brad Allen. I'm out of Seattle, Washington, and 2020 was a very good year for the Allen House. When it was January, I told my wife, I said, you know, in 2019, we did 515 on my own pen. Thought that was like a monster year, which it was. That was a really good year. And I said, I think I can do 1 million, because I kind of took some time off. You know, I was a little bit, you know, kind of a knucklehead. I called time out too many times. And she's like, well, whatever you think you can do. It's like, I don't think you're listening, that's double. So ended the year with 1.1 million. And thank you. And that was my second full year in the field. So I guess the message there is, even when you're young and inexperienced like me, you can all do this. All right? I think you've heard that a few times. So you've heard a lot about activity and attitude. The activity, basically put the numbers so much in your favor so that the attitude when you get in the home is also in your favor. So if you're not in enough homes, I can guarantee you it will put pressure on you. And pressure is not good for you. So when I first started, John Gavin, he said, you should never even leave the house if you don't have 3 appointments on the books. And I listened to everything John says. And so, your time would be better spent by making more dials and setting more appointments. What he didn't say, or maybe he did, but I forgot, it's all about, the mindset. Like Steve said this morning, you have to have a strong mind. So when I'm walking up to a house, I'm paying close attention. The minute I park my car, typically in the driveway, because it's an appointment I'm going to, and I'm paying attention to everything. Is that a new car? Is this a mortgage protection and they pulled some money out? So I'm gathering facts as I'm walking up to the door. And when I walk up to the door, I knock on it. I've got my mask on. I step back a few feet. And it's like, hey, Mr. Smith, this is Brad, a field underwriter. I'm here for the 1 o'clock. He says, I totally forgot you were coming. And it's like, that's okay. I'm actually not that forgettable. Once you get to know me, did you want me to take my shoes off? So I'm walking in with my words and my posture, and I'm leaning forward because I'm not there to run the appointment on the front porch. I'm there to run the appointment in the home. Obviously, in the times we're in, you need to be socially distanced and you need to be safe. And I have run I've run appointments from the front porch. I mean, just because, life happens. You can write a policy, an electronic policy, pretty much from anywhere. But I prefer to be in a business setting, at a flat surface, at the kitchen table, just a little bit farther apart than normal, okay? So one of the first things that I learned is without confidence and control, you really have no shot. So even if you're brand new and you don't have as much confidence as you will once you do this for a time, put a mask on. Just put a mask on, be the person that the client needs you to be, because they're asking for your help. And it's not about you, it's about them. And so if you're uncomfortable, that means that you care, and that's a good thing. Don't let your nerves get the better of you where, you just no-show yourself and don't show up. You have to show up. You bought the lead, you dialed it, you said it, you're there at the front door, walk through that nervousness. It's a big payoff on the other end. Every time you walk through the nervousness. So confidence, really important. On the control side, here's what maintaining control looks like. One of my first appointments where I think this best illustrates, I was in downtown Seattle at the Mexican consulate. meeting, I didn't know at the time, but I ended up meeting the director. He was the boss. He ran the whole building. And so when I got there, there's these really large guys, and they're frisking me down and walking me through these secure, tunnels and stuff. And it's like, oh no, I may never be seen from again. I don't even know where I'm at. I live in this city, and I've never seen this building before. It's very strange. And so I finally sit down. He's not there. He comes walking in, really busy, smoking a cigarette. So it's like, he definitely must be the boss, because I'm pretty sure you can't smoke here. And he said, okay, so this is how it's going to go. And I said, well, let me just stop you right there, because only one of us can hold the wheel, or we're going to end up in the ditch. And it's my wheel. So I'm sure you're the boss here, but for the next 30 minutes, I'm the boss. And it was polite. Tried to mix in some humor, but you have to maintain control in the home, in the appointment. It's his office, it's their home, it's your meeting. And if you relinquish control, and some people don't try to take control from you, but you'll know when it happens. And waiting will not benefit you. You take it back immediately, okay? So, politely. And so I politely said, no, I just have a process I need to adhere to. It should only take me a few minutes to see how I can help you. So, control, super big thing. Consistency, I would say, in the house, Tiffany touched on that. There's a process. So you walk in, make eye contact, you build rapport. How long have you guys lived here? Great green grass, great gray wall, whatever. Pick something that resonates. If you live and work in the same area, you can draw from your experience. Like, I grew up in Seattle, and so I can say things like, I remember when there used to be a Dairy Queen there. And, whatever. And it's about a minute. Don't build rapport for a half hour. You're not there to make friends or to visit. You want to get to business. But people buy from people, and they buy from people they trust. People that are trustworthy and knowledgeable, and you're putting yourself in a position to best help that family. So consistency, it's essentially build the rapport, go through the financial inventory. And when I go through the financial inventory, if you're taking notes, it's just like this. I have the lead, I flip it over, it's a blank page. I draw 2 lines separating 3 sections. At the top, I say, Mr. Smith, what's our household income? $5,000. What's your monthly mortgage? $2,000. What's your utilities? $500. Car payment, car insurance, credit card, food, cell phone, miscellaneous, charity, give friends, family, church. Great. Looks like you have about $1,200 left over after you pay your bills. Is that correct? Doesn't ever feel like it, but yeah, I guess that's about right. Okay, so I circle that number, and I draw an arrow over to another spot where I'm writing checking savings, and I draw a line under it. And I say, any given Tuesday, poke your nose in the bank account, what do you normally see? Well, I hope it's $1,200. It's like, why would you need to know that? I said, well, because I need to make a suitable recommendation for you, and I can't do that if I don't know what your budget is. Maybe let's look at this a different way. If you were to die today, God forbid, if you were to die today, how many months worth of bills can we draw from the bank to pay for these bills? 1 month? 2 months? By the way, the average is about 1.5 months. The people, I've sat in a lot of houses. I would say between 4 and 6 weeks, and people are in really bad shape. I say, great, now I know why I'm here. I say that every single time. That's the top third. What do you make? What do you spend? What's left over? Now I know why I'm here. So your budget, I never put people outside a budget. It's between 10 and 15% of discretionary income. Discretionary is what do you have after you pay your bills. Doesn't mean you want to spend it on this, but you filled out a request. We're going to find out if you qualify, but now we know what your budget is. Because between 10 and 15%, we're looking at about $110 to $160. It is what it is. I go to the next section. What do you have that acts like life insurance? 401k, IRA, money market, CD, annuity, life insurance that you own. Okay, nothing. Whoosh. Draw a line through that section. Okay, how's our health? Oh, I'm great. Okay, perfect. Any medications? Well, yeah, I got a lot of medications. Okay, what medications do you have? Well, I got blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes. It's like, oh, that's okay, that's all right. Metformin? Yep. After 50? Yep. Okay, perfect. All right. Any heart attack, stroke, cancer? Ever been declined for insurance before? Kind of tease out some stuff, and then I give them a grade. Everybody gets a grade for health. It's typically an A, by the way. People don't like to get Fs on grades for health. I think I've given a couple of Bs because they were COPD, breathing through a tube and still smoking a cigarette. And they knew they deserved to be. So now we know what our budget is, and we know kind of what they might qualify for. And this is typically when recommendations are going to be starting and quotes, and then here come the objections. Has anyone ever had an objection like, okay, there you go. I was just looking for a price. I just needed a quote. I'm going to have to ask my son before we can do anything. About a month ago, I walked into an appointment, and the first thing the lady said is, let's be clear, I'm not doing anything today. It's like, that's fine. I don't know if we are either. I just need to go through my process. I found that as well as the last appointment in the day is typically the best appointment in the day. I don't know why, but it is. So are the people that push back really hard. Maybe subconsciously they know they've already said yes. I've had fruits and vegetables thrown at my head, I think accidentally, but there's objections, right? It's like, yeah, that's a good, red potato right at the head there. So what I do is I have a closer's mindset. So we've used some baseball analogies. A closer is the last guy that has the ball on the mound, and he's not up there to fool around, he's throwing strikes. They know what he's doing, he knows what he's doing, it's your best against his best, and it's coming right down the middle, high and hot, fast, hard ball, right down the middle. See who's gonna win, right? When you walk in, your mindset, your posture, you're the closer, right? You don't close everybody, but you walk in with the intention of closing everyone. You're going to get objections. And you're going to see a lot of, life. And that's okay. But you have to walk in with a little bit of a swagger and supreme confidence. You are typically the only life insurance agent in the room. It doesn't matter if you're sitting with Bill Gates. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a life insurance license. So if you're sitting with him, you're the expert. Even if it's your first appointment, you're the expert, so you should act like it, right? Wear that mask and, fake it until you can make it. I mean, get that confidence up, be consistent, be prepared for objections, and they come in lots of shapes and sizes. But when people say that, I just want the information and I just want a quote, and it's like, yeah, but I'm not a quoting machine, I'm not the internet, I'm not a billboard, I'm a human being in your house. And I get people offers. So why don't you grab your banking information and ID and I'll get set up here. And I open my laptop. Very assumptive. Always be assumptive. You're there to help families. Let's go out and help a lot of families together.